In problem 12, we're just going to practice finding real and imaginary parts of functions a little bit more. And the general strategy for this is the same as when in the example. All we're going to do is we replace z with x plus iy, and then isolate the real and imaginary parts. That's the strategy. This is all we're going to do. And so let's do it. So again, we're going to replace our z with x plus iy. So we're looking at x plus iy squared plus x plus iy bar squared. And let me actually notice something real quick, just a quick observation. F of z bar is the same as f of z, right? Because if I bar f of z, the bar is just going to change from this spot to this spot, but the order of addition doesn't matter. Now, functions, or rather complex numbers that are equal to their conjugate, are real numbers. And so in particular, our function shouldn't have an imaginary part, I'm guessing, just by looking at what's here. Okay. All right, so I'm guessing that our function will be purely real, namely the I terms will cancel. All right, let's go back to it. So the formula for squaring is x squared plus 2xyi plus, we're going to do our iy squared, but the I squared is going to be -1, so minus y squared. And then this term here is going to be, let's just do an intermediate step where we conjugate first. So we get x squared, let's move the y squared over, so x squared minus y squared plus 2xyi plus x squared minus 2xyi plus iy squared. And here, now it's a little bit confusing with all the negative signs. Let's be clear. So we have an I squared. Okay, so I think that means that this is going to be a negative sign at the end. All right, so let's combine terms here. The 2xyi and the negative 2xyi cancel. We're going to get 2x squareds and 2y squareds and 0 on the I. So with the notation of that we introduced in this section, the real part of f, which we'll usually use a lowercase u for, is 2x squared minus 2y squared. And the imaginary part of f is as we suspected. Namely, also, we use the lowercase v for that, but the imaginary part is the 0 function.